To make these clamps, I'm using 1/2-inch plywood, and I'll explain later why I chose 1/2-inch. I'm starting off by ripping out a 4-inch strip. After that, I rip out a 1-inch strip. And I should say the number of strips you're ripping out could vary depending on the number of clamps and the size of the plywood. I follow up with ripping out two 2-inch strips because of the length of my plywood, and I'm making 4 clamps, so that was just because of that. Now I take the 4-inch strip and I cut out 12 pieces at 2 inches by 4 inches. I then take the 1-inch strip and I cut out 8 pieces at 1 inches by 2 inches. Now I'm cutting out 4 pieces from the 2-inch strips. These are going to be 2 inches by 16 inches. These are going to be the bars of the clamps, so this could vary a lot depending on your table or just simply how long you want the bars to be. Now I'm taking 4 of those 2-inch by 4-inch pieces and I'm drilling out a 3/4 inch hole in the center of them. I'm taking another 4 of those 2-inch by 4-inch pieces and drilling out a 3/8 inch hole in the center of them. Now I'm taking the remaining 4 2-inch by 4-inch pieces and marking out a 90-degree section that I'm going to cut out. This is so I can clamp the corner of pieces, so you wouldn't necessarily have to do this if you don't care about that. Lastly, I need to cut out 4 pieces from a 3/4 inch dowel for the dogs for the clamps. Now with all the pieces ready, it's time to actually assemble the clamps. And I'm starting off by gluing the dowel chunks to the 4 pieces with the 3/4 inch holes. These are going to be the base plates, so these are going to be what stick in the dog holes and keep the clamp from moving around. Next, I add 1/4-20 threaded inserts into the 4 pieces with the 3/8 inch holes. This is where I'm going to add a knob later to tighten the clamps. Now I'm going to take the 16-inch bar pieces and I'm going to glue those to the 4 pieces with the angle section cut out. Now I'm using those 1-inch by 2-inch pieces to actually build up the whole clamp together. It might look a little confusing, but follow me on this. We add 2 of them on the base plate, and the 16-inch bar has to slide between them. And then we cap off the whole thing with those 4 pieces with the threaded insert going on top. So it's a lot easier than it is to explain actually. So as you can see how I'm assembling this, they all sandwich together. Now I'm going to add the knobs. I'm just using furniture feet, so, of course these might tear up the bars after a while depending on how tight I make them against the plywood, but these seem to work pretty well for the time being. They seem to hold the bars real well. So what I did next is just waited for the glue to dry, and I strengthened up everything with some screws. And after that, I was ready to test these out for sanding.